Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. From Szczecin, -4 degrees Celsius today, but a miracle has happened. I actually can't believe that this is what I am not seeing, because I don't know, you have to zoom on this, guys. Let me see how I can capture this. Yes, you see this building right there? Kind of looks like a boat. Yeah, it is like a boat shape. On that building we had like forever, literally forever, since the beginning of the situation in Ukraine, we had Polish flag and Ukrainian flag and of course EU flag hanging or attached to that building. And now I see, one day I remember I came here and I said to myself, would there ever be a moment in time when that flag is removed? And it happened. OMG. So today I will have a video for you from here. You can take a sit, because actually those are quite nice benches here, and a bit sentimental place for me, because when my father was still alive I used to come here a lot and contemplate about my life and how my life will look like after he will transition, So it's a very special place for me. I love this area. But let's go into the topics that I have for you today. And as you know, I've mentioned yesterday, the reptiles are still in Davos. And yesterday on Tuesday, Polish President Andrzej Duda has joined the meeting. And he met with the one and only, very, very, very special meeting with his BFF Volodymyr. That's right. So, the first topic is what they were talking about. Then I have for you the second topic, how disappointed Ukraine is with the current Polish Prime Minister. And the last topic is about a plague of mice in Ukrainian trenches. I came across this article and I thought maybe you will be interested in this as well. So let's start with the meeting of the President of Poland and Ukraine in Davos. And actually they have addressed the topic of the new/old Prime Minister Donald Tusk. Let me read you the article, then we go to Tusk. In Davos, during the World Economic Forum, Andrzej Duda and Volodymyr Zelensky met. The presidents talked, among others, about Donald Tusk's expected visit to Kiev. So there is a visit that's gonna happen. Tusk gonna go to Kiev. I don't know exactly when. But there is a post on previous Twitter, now X, that Zelensky put out, and I will read you what he said after this meeting with Duda. He said, I met with Andrzej Duda to discuss our bilateral relations, including our cooperation on Ukraine's path to European Union membership. Anyway, I will not comment. We discussed the battlefield situation and further defense assistance for Ukraine. We also coordinated our positions ahead of the NATO summit in Washington. This will be something, huh? The next summit, NATO summit in Washington. The last one, you remember, we had last year? I think it was in Vilnius, right? Yeah, it was actually on the anniversary of Wołyń massacre. But let's continue. President Andrzej Duda previously said that any outcome of this war, other than Russian leaving the occupied lands of Ukraine, would mean a victory for Russia. This is how he defines, how he sees the outcome. This is the only outcome he can perceive. He can see that Russians have to leave all the occupied lands. Otherwise, if they don't, this will be victory for Russia. If Russia wins this war, he said, bear with me, it will continue its aggressive policy. Quoting now Polish president, "This is something that is extremely dangerous for the future not only of Ukraine, but also for the future of Europe," said Duda. After the meeting, Duda reported that he talked with Zelensky about what support Ukraine needs, as if it's not enough already, to defend itself against Russian aggression. I mean, they are truly delusional, don't you think? I mean, I don't know what other words to use. It's like they are. There is like major brain dysfunction. The Polish president emphasized that Ukraine should strive for full membership in NATO. So the meeting will be, for full, not full, my fault. That Ukraine should strive for full membership in NATO. So how can you be not full in NATO? I made a mistake, but actually, can you be in NATO just partially, like partially pregnant, kind of? It is impossible, quoting Duda, it is impossible during the war that Ukraine can join NATO. But I believe that Ukraine should receive an invitation to NATO, which would begin the process of discussing this issue in individual national parliaments of the alliance member states. This process could continue. It is extremely important for the morale of Ukraine's defense, Duda said, and he assessed that Ukraine's presence in NATO is also important for the strength of the entire alliance and Poland's security. So if Ukraine is not in NATO, that means Poland is in danger. This is how I'm understanding those words. But I would like to know your thoughts, everyone, because you are like the top educated, political savvy people ever. And I mean it, genuinely, you are. How Ukraine is disappointed with our new/old Prime Minister Donald Tusk? Well, not what was expected. So this article apparently is from some Ukrainian portal. But let's read this. The changing attitude of the Ukrainian side towards Donald Tusk is noticed by the TYSOL, TYSOL.pl portal. Well, this says Polish, but I think it comes from a Ukrainian article. They point out that after the parliamentary elections in Poland and the adoption of a vote of confidence for the leader of the civic platform to become the prime minister, Polish eastern neighbor hoped for an improvement in relations between the countries. This was connected with a change in the attitude of the Ukrainians themselves, who began to cooperate with the Germans, hoping that the takeover of power by the pro-European Tusk would make it possible to return to full cooperation. The Prime Minister himself, so Tusk himself, promised in Sejm and Polish Parliament that he would soon appear in Ukraine, where he has not appeared even once, it says here, yet. Oh, don't you worry, he's going for sure, I promise you. So he hasn't appeared even once since the start of the Russian aggression in February 2022. How dare he, no? That's so rude. Even Volodymyr Zelensky reacted to this. Sometimes when I'm reading this, I feel like I'm reading some kind of comedy script. It's just like black comedy. Even Volodymyr Zelensky reacted to this promise by inviting the Prime Minister to Kiev by phone. So he even called him. Hey, yo, what's up? Come over. Let's hang out. I'm trying to be funny, but this is actually not funny. People are dying for real. This is not. Time passed and Donald Tusk did not go east. In addition, not much has changed in Polish-Ukrainian relations after the impasse related to the blockade of Ukrainian grain. So here we go, grain story again. But since we are talking about food, here is an article about a plague of mice in Ukrainian trenches. Rodents injure soldiers, steal food and destroy equipment. A veritable plague of mice has invaded the Ukrainian trenches. Rodents attack sleeping soldiers, chew through cables, and destroy clothing necessary during the harsh winter. This is like a new army. This is for real, huh? The army of mice. Mice army. And let's see, I think I have more about this. Yes, right here. Bear with me. What do? They are a huge problem on the front line, especially in winter. So now, like right now, the most common species in the trenches are house mice, should be mouse, I think. Writes Ukraińska Prawda. So if this is coming from Ukraińska Prawda, it's for sure Pravda, which means truth. Rodents snack on military food. They chew through clothing, cables, damage equipment, disturb sleep, and can transmit diseases. Here is a quote from one soldier, I think. During the night, a mouse got into my hand and bites off some of my finger and nail. Other boys were bitten by their fingerprints so much that in the morning their smartphones did not recognize their fingerprints. Said Volodymyr, but this is not the Volodymyr, this is another Volodymyr, of the 128 Independent Transcarpathian Mountain Assault Brigade. Such a large number of rodents is due to the abundance of food coming from sown fields from which no crops were harvested due to the military operation. There is more? Oh yes, sorry. Frosts, however, force mice to seek shelter in trenches where it is warmer than in the surrounding fields. It's like a biological weapon, huh? Kind of. In the trenches, it is also easier for rodents to find such a bread or growths for soldiers. So now they are recruiting people to have more people in the army, and they cannot even cope with the problem with those beings that are biting them. So guys, that's all I have for you today. It's very, very cold. I will end this video here. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you to those who subscribed yesterday very much. I appreciate. Thank you for liking the video. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for leaving comments, brilliant comments of yours. And for joining me on Locals, Instagram, Rumble, joining my mailing list as well, and sorry, I have to take off my glove to end this video, and for being here with me. Lots of love, and remember, we are the leading edge and we are saving humanity. Bye everyone.